is Omolo- my name is Omolola Paul. I'm from I'm watching from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm church admin.
Wow. You're welcome.
Thank you.
BC Oluwatoyin from Atlanta, Georgia. I work in healthcare.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Solumiwa Talabi, currently from Nigeria, and I work as a sales executive with an IT
Yeah, you're
company.
welcome. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah.
Hi everyone, this is Opeyemi Arusiola. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I work as an environmental geoscientist.
You're welcome.
Hello, everybody. My name is Tyler Otunde Heights, and I'm in Georgia currently, and I used to work in adhesive machine operations.
Yeah, you're welcome, Tyler.
Hello, everyone. My name is Oluwole Animation. I'm from Italy. I work with transport logistics.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ndidia Maka Duru, and I live in New York. I'm a product
You're
manager.
welcome.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Innocent. Okay, I'm from Nigeria. I'm self-employed. I'm a graphic designer and a writer. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Zuritiayo. I live in North Carolina. I work as a customer service representative.
You're welcome. Welcome everyone. So we are going to start right away. So I'll be sharing my screen. Okay. When you see my screen, do let me know on the chat that you can see it. Okay. So can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So my name is Johnson Ajiri, and I'm the program manager for this program. That's a training that you're going to be undergoing. And with me here, I have our trainer, Mr. Ajayi, who is going to be putting us through on what we are going to learn, everything concerning training, program, and so much more. So so before we go on, before we invite our trainer in, I'm just going to be talking about MGP. I know most of you here, this is the first time some of you are hearing about Start Green project. So what we basically do is that we are a global recognized technology institution. We are based in Atlanta, Georgia, and we help organizations and individuals to simplify solutions. So so we are also partners with Microsoft, Lenovo, and us Intermedia. So us being partners with them gives us the opportunity for us to um provide some certain kinds of solutions that other companies do not provide. And we are not just confined to a particular location. We are based, or we provide solutions to individuals in the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom. So this partnership with Microsoft has given us the opportunity to provide infrastructure and communication solutions, ensuring that our clients are confident and also that they operate with enough agility in the ecosystem. So I'm just going to go over the services that we offer at Mustard Green Project. So we offer mobile app development services and website development services. So for instance, you have a business and let's say you do not have, like, let's say, any online presence. I think that is bad for business, because in today's world, if you are not online, you don't have any visibility online, I don't think people will trust you with their money, or people will trust you to like give them that particular services that you say you offer. So that's what we basically do at MGP. We offer or we design beautiful applications, native applications, and beautiful websites for your small and medium-sized businesses. Also, we also offer intermedia Unite phone services. Like I said, we are partners to Intermedia, Microsoft, and Lenovo. So this gives us the opportunity for us to provide Unite Cloud communication phone services for small businesses, startups, and organizations. So if you want to make calls and you need an affordable phone system that will enable you to make calls far and wide, it's not just going to be a manual and full services. This is like a cloud-based services that gives you the opportunity to make your calls from anywhere you are. So you're not limited to a particular location or a particular zone. So you can call from your house with these intermediate phone services. And we also, like, it's very affordable. So from $16 and above, you can get intermediate Unite phone services for your business and even for your own personal use. So also we also offer Microsoft product licenses. We sell Microsoft product like Exchange, Endpoints, and so much more. And before we go on, I can also talk about the Microsoft Cloud services we sell. We sell basic packages for Microsoft 365 for businesses, the ones for enterprise businesses, and so much more. All of these are on our website. And before we go on, I will also talk about the migration services and email services we offer. Now, when I say we offer these services, we are not just going to be leaving you by yourself to do all of that. We have experts on ground. They are going to like put you through on everything you need to know. If maybe you want to design a mobile application and you don't just it's not something you just start it's not something you just say you just want. It's something that you have to like consult with our experts. So they will be the ones to tell you that okay, this is what you need for your website, this is what you need for your businesses, these are the kind of phone services you need for your businesses, these are the kind of Microsoft product licenses you need for your businesses. So all of this is what we offer at um Mustard Grain Project. Now, who do we serve? Now we offer, like I said, we don't just specialize in offering our services to enterprise businesses. We also offer these services to corporate organizations, educational institutions, ministries, and non-profit organizations, and also healthcare providers and clinics, law firms and accounting firms, and even coaches, trainers, or those persons that want to just build something that is very minimum, not too big. We offer all of these services, and we are not just limited to a particular kind of businesses. We offer so much more, and I believe that you can benefit from Mustard Green Project. Now, I know many of us we are so happy to be here, but I would just say this: the reason why most of us are here is because we are curious about this Microsoft 365 Exchange Engineer training. Many of us have not heard about it before. It's quite a very in-demand skill that so many persons are not aware about, and they need to learn it. So I'm very, very sure that is why you are here. You are here to learn about skill, and you want to like earn higher. You want to see for you to benefit from all of this. So many persons want to work remotely. You want to on site, but with all of this, because it's not just going to be today. It's going to be for 3 weeks here to help you to skill up. Now, what is Microsoft 365 Exchange Engineer? I know, like I said, this is the first time that many of us we are hearing about this. Now, who is the Microsoft 365 and Exchange Engineer? Like these two things are two different things, so they are not the same thing. So you can become a Microsoft 365 engineer. You can also be an Exchange engineer. So this is a person who manages all Microsoft 365 tools that a company uses to work, like Outlook for email, Teams for businesses and chats, OneDrive for saving files, and SharePoint for sharing documents. They also create new accounts for staff, set passwords, assign licenses, and help people when they can't log in on when email don't go through. So their job is just to ensure that everything is working smoothly and ensuring that everything is intact in an organization. So this is what you're going to be doing as a Microsoft 365 and Exchange engineer. Like I said, this is just a tip of what you're just going to like learn. There's so much more that we are going to be showing you all through the training. Now, what does a Microsoft 365 and Exchange engineer do? I said it before. I said they create and manage user accounts, password and permission. They also troubleshoot email delivery issues, and they also manage Microsoft Teams, SharePoint, and OneDrive. And they also resolve technical issues with users' accounts or services. They do so much more. I cannot even count the number of things that a Microsoft 365 and Exchange engineer do. They do a lot of things, which I believe that many of you are going to learn during the course of this training. Now, why is this role in demand? Like I said, this is a niche that is not saturated. So many persons, they are not even aware about this particular skill, which is why we brought it to you so that you can benefit from this program. Like now, over a million organizations use Microsoft 365. According to Google, over a million organizations use Microsoft 365. That's a whole lot. And we all know that Microsoft is a very popular company, and so many persons and so many individuals, so many organizations, they are using Microsoft. So I mean, imagine an organization using Microsoft. You can just go in and help them to manage all of this. Now, and also on that thing, the world is moving to the cloud. According to Google, 94% of businesses do not use local servers. Everything is saved on the cloud. I don't think there's any business now, or let's say small amounts of businesses they still use manual um things to save um save things on, like save their documents and files. So everything now is based on the cloud. So you don't need to like you can just come in, or you can just find an organization to work, and this will give you the platform, this will give you the opportunity for you to do all of this on the cloud. Like I said, it's a very less saturated skill, and it also gives you the opportunity
Yes, I believe the network was down there. So I'm going to perhaps maybe take it off from there. 1 minute. Before she actually comes up. Okay, I think she's here back. Ajiri, you want to hold on? Um, one moment. Um, okay, is she back now? Are you back? Not yet. Okay, so I can take it up from where she stopped. Currently I have it open here. Um, Let me quickly share my screen. Um, okay. I believe she kind of talked about, let me see. Okay. Good. Okay. So can you all hear me?
Yes, we
Yes,
can
we can
hear
hear
you.
you.
Okay. So my too was a little bit freezing. All right. So we have um not sure whether he's talking about the high demand. One moment. Okay, so what I hear is that at the point, so why is this role in high demand? Of course, it's important to note that if you want to venture into something, at least you'll be so certain about it. And said over 1 million people, organizations worldwide. We're not talking about organization worldwide, which means it's been tested over the years that this will continue to remain. And then we're also talking about, according to Google, about 95% use, not use local servers, and everybody's now moving to the cloud, which is a good thing. Because means there will be opportunity for people to work remotely from different areas where they have. And of course, we're talking about the environment is short skilled. So according to land-based data, we have about 3.7 million companies that verify users of Exchange globally. So there's a big, huge opportunity. Um, so looking at the figures, if of course this is just the first part, like I mentioned before, I think she mentioned earlier, this is the first part, and then we're looking at the opportunity in studying. I know a lot of people are from different background, probably even making more, or but at least, or maybe they're not even making much. Let me put it that way. But what's important is if you want to venture into something, be sure that you have something that you can venture into that is very promising. And we're talking about the entry level. I mean, you can do a Google, just Google yourself, and then you will see what the hourly rate is, and then that's how we come about this. So an entry level is about 70 to 90, and a mid-level 100 to about 130, and an experienced and architect level is about 130 and above. I mean, there's no, you keep growing. One thing about skill jobs that I also mentioned is the fact that, it's a job that will keep adding value to you. You don't want to do something that have 10 years down the line, you're already declining. You do the same thing, the same routine. but the 10 years down the line, you want to be seen as an IT director, you want to be, say, an IT manager, and things like that. You want to grow down the ladder, and you want to grow up the ladder. So those are the things that you want to say. Well, people will say that, okay, why do you have to train with us? Of course, we have a free access to job and global community. We have people who can mentor you in these areas with practical skills. We have what it takes, global certifications, virtual class with experts, which is one of the things we're going to be starting in a few minutes. Interview preparation is also one of the things that we do. And of course, when you get to an expert level, you are likely going to have a job with us because we have a room, like I think she mentioned already, that we have partnership with Microsoft, and we are building a customer service center where people can, wherever you are from, whether you are in UK, whether you are in Europe, whether you are in Canada, US, you can actually get a job remotely and they still work effectively. So what are the benefits, to train with us? We have different levels. I mean, the first level is free. I mean, just consider it as our free giveaway. It's free for everybody. One thing I know and I always say is, there's nothing wrong in just having an understanding of the beginning of anything. Like, you knows about been hearing about IT, you want it, then it's not going to cost you anything. Just have an idea of the beginning. Try to see if something you can really integrate yourself, especially when you know that the kind of job you're doing, or either you want to switch, or the kind of work you're doing is something very demanding. For instance, now I love what I do. I love it passionately. I mean, I can travel anywhere I want to travel. I traveled, I could be in France, I'll be doing my job. I could be in Italy, I'll be doing my job. And it's based on what you've done over a period of time. I'm a trainer and have my business, but I decide I to do my job. Sometimes I do second job, sometimes so whatever it is, like, it's all depends on you. Basically, what we are saying is that the beginner level is free, and we're saying for 3 weeks. And of course, if you want to go for advanced level, of course, that's when you now start talking about payments that you want to pay. So advanced level. But for beginner, of course, at the very least, we have a community where we can post jobs at an entry level. That will give you an idea of what can do maybe as an entry level. And then from there, we are not we don't guarantee that, but at least we are only saying that with that entry level, you have your understanding of whether you want to pursue this career or not. However, we will be posting job for you to apply and try your best, and then whatever you have acquired over this period of next 3 weeks. Second part is advanced level. That's a little bit higher. That's when you now said, oh, I really want to switch. I really want to take my time. I didn't want to pay. I want to go all the way and get this and get this. I really want to be a professional. I want to go. Of course, a nice part level, there are different levels of benefit there. For the advanced level, you join the community group, not just community group. You are open to certain preparations, which I'm also going to highlight in some of the package that's going to be shown to us. And then, of course, when it comes to, there are several resources when it comes to expert level. We have access to Microsoft Partner University, where you can have a lot of unlimited resources, where you can do as much as you can, to help you to get to where you want to be, or you want to get to in life. Very, very important. Well, apparently she was supposed to introduce me, but I will just give a tips of myself. Well, like you say here, my name is Ajayi Isa, and I'm an engineer by profession. I've stand at the point of I've seen it all for the last, I think, 20 years that I've been in IT, even before I moved down to United States. And I work in United States. While I was in United States, I worked with different companies, and I've seen a lot of environments, complex environments. Be it Bank of America, Antitrust Bank, Boston Private Banks. I've worked as a consultant in many of those cases where I had to do a lot of heavy duty migrations, moving data, and across board. So, but that's not where my point is. It's just to let you know that if I'm going to be taking you, just be rest assured that you're going to get the best. And then that's exactly why we're trying to bring from this. So for the training package, like we said, the free is free for everybody. You don't need to do anything. Just sit down with us, enjoy the ride. For the advanced level, if you want to do that, will take you about 10 weeks. 10 weeks, going forward, I mean, that is optional. It's only when you know that this time around, I really want to get into mentor group. I want to, get the job posting. I want to be mentored. And then also, it's not enough to get a job when you have the skill. And I tell people that it's one thing to know the job. It's another thing to know the skills to get the job. The understanding about you getting the job, what are the interviewers talking about, what do you need to tell them? Those are the things that you also need to learn. It's an act itself that you have to learn. So again, apart from the fact that I'm a mentor, I'm a certified coach, trainer, and speaker. However, I also teach soft skills because that's part of what helps somebody to grow faster. I've had a lot of people tell me, oh, I've acquired a lot of skills in IT and all that. Why are you not getting the job? Well, there's something probably that is missing. Maybe you are not focusing on the right thing. So the two of them are very important. Of course, at an expert level, there's more to just having some skills. There's more to having just skills. We need a lot of preps. You need a lot of, expert level group. You need, to be current with day-to-day information. That's going to be a lot, to be done. So, this I'm going to leave it at that. Before we move into the class itself. So I don't know if maybe one or two person has a question before we switch to the class. Go to stop sharing now. Anyone, if you want to, if you have questions, and then before we move to the class, you can move, then we would have to move to the class immediately.
Okay. Thank you for your opening speech. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Just a quick one. Part of what I saw on your slide, when you said part of the benefit of joining this free training, I saw free dumps on MS 900, right? So
Yes.
is it like there's going to be like a certification after the training on that MS 900, or it's just prep for the certification?
So yes, so that's where the class starts. So after these 3 weeks, it's optional. For those who the certificate is optional, it's the certificate from us. That is, if you want to, it's optional. For those who are going to get a certificate, it will give them the DOMS and for recognition and other things. For them to go and prepare, because once you said, oh, I need that recognition, it means that you now felt, oh, you know what, this is good for me to start looking for a job. And so we are ready to support you. And then when you tell you are ready for the job, they'll tell you that, okay, we get a certificate from us, but also start preparing for something that will help you to get that job. Of course, we also have to say, okay, you know what, get this done, start working with this done, and all that will then begin to, prep you and all that. So it's also part of it, the what we plan to give. And then we expect that within this period, I mean, for those who are going to be very, very serious about it, at least attain about 90% of class attendance, participate in the quiz and all that. So I think that's just what that is.
All right, thank you.
Sorry, quick one. Are you gonna share the recording to the WhatsApp group?
Oh yes, we'll share the recording to. There's going to be a folder. I believe some of the staff already collecting your Gmail email addresses. They've asked you to register, and then during registration, they've collected that. They will be adding you to the group, to the folder group, all the recordings, all the slides. We'll be sending it to them so you can take it, you can go from there. So you have that. However, if you don't attend the class, you might be removed from that group. So please
All right,
bear
no
that in
problem.
mind. Yeah,
All
for
right, no
people,
problem. All right, thank
yes,
you.
because we want to be sure that people attend the class, and that's is exactly what we are trying to encourage. All right, so we would go switch to the class now. 1 minute.
Sorry for how long does each section goes for?
Yes, so each session we go for 1 hour. For today, 1 hour regularly, but out of generosity, I know that some people may have issues. And then we like, you know what, I could still spare maybe extra for the beginner class. We don't want to stress them. But when it comes to the advanced class, it's 2 hours. Expert level, 3 hours. So in
Okay.
between, we only have, but for this beginner class, we just say 1 hour is enough for you to acquire as much simply things you want to acquire. And then if there's anybody who have an issue within 10 minutes, 20 minutes in between after the class, you can stay behind and I can help them to say, okay, this is how to do it because it's practical class. So everybody will have the account, everybody will have this is where they are going to start working on. So so let's see. All right. So let me share my screen. Then we'll start. Okay, looks as if I'm already sharing. If I'm correct. Okay. So I believe Ajiri already explained to us what is M365 is all about. This is just a window. We're going to talk more. So I would want us to make sure that during the class, this one is very, very short, but it's going to be brief. But I'm just going to keep us, short before for today. Tomorrow, there's no other formal introduction. We just go into the class straight away. While the teaching is going on, we want everybody to mute so that the recording will be so sound and people can be to hear and listen to it. And also, there'll be a time when I'll pause and I'll ask people to ask questions. And then when they ask question, and then please just indicate, with a wave, and then from there I can then go from there. I also believe that the template for the dates and the time, because I know that in between there's a kind of time going backward and backward. So we need to factor all that and we need to send the right timing that we that will accommodate those in UK, those in Canada, and then those in US. I also believe that there's somebody also in the call which is in UK. Please try to appropriate in Italy, try to understand your timing that will match up with that of US is 3 p.m. Eastern time, so that we can all get along. So those are the people, but for I think 1 or 2 people from Nigeria, please bear with us. Even though this class, I'm not going to ask you to leave, but even though this class is majorly for those in Europe and then Canada and US, and for a reason, because we ask them to create a tenant. When we ask them to create a tenant, which I'm going to get to in a few minutes, it's just because it should be within this ecosystem. Now, however, if you really want to go with those in Nigeria, we have a separate thing. You can let us know. We can merge it with those in Nigeria and they can create different tenants in their own region. And then because we can be able to work effectively. And then, of course, the opportunities are different. If you are in Nigeria and we are talking about certain opportunities, you may not be able to understand. Now, for instance, if I'm telling you that, okay, if you're in Nigeria, if you are in Nigeria space now, we tell them people in Nigeria, how they can work. They cannot work directly because they don't have social security. But there's something called W9. So all that you get those information, but you will not get that information here. Because those who are here, I said those who are in the UK or those who are in Canada, they have more, easy way of getting job than those in Africa. And that's just the truth. I have to tell you the truth. So you want to get the right information on the right group. So having said that, so I'm going to really just, go take us through this. So please, we want people to be on the right group. So I'm going to quickly take us through the course content. So basically, these are the course content we'll be walking through. With the course content, we have something called Entra ID. Basically, Entra ID is just the identity management system, which we're going to expand more. And then we'll go, of course, what we call admin center. This is just the administrative center for all that. So basically, there's one that connects all the services we are talking about, which is admin center. And then there's one which is hold a service, a key to all the directory. It's like a directory. And then we have what we call Exchange is a service of M365 ecosystem. We have SharePoint, which this one is majorly to manage the mailboxes, delegations, and all that. While the one of SharePoint talks about how you store your information, the link, to your information, how you can look for your information, the page where your information is. And then in organizations, we want to keep our data compliance. And then we're looking at a view of Microsoft Purview and compliance. And then, of course, we heard about cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is basically saying that keeping the space, the cyberspace secured. And then Microsoft has its own cybersecurity space, and they call it security or defender. So we're going to also be looking at that too as well. Then there's something called Teams. This is for collaborations majorly. We're going to be talking much about that. However, for us to understand this, we have to make sure we attend 90% of our classes, and then every class apart from today, we have a quiz, and then we have today we'll have an assignment towards this, and then your quiz will reflect your assignments. Please, so we need to make sure that we have that, because the only way I can know that you are actually participating is when you attend the class, you attend to the quiz, and then we can say, oh, we want to give you certificate for recognition. We won't do that if you don't attend the class and if you don't attend the quiz. Even if you have the money to pay, we will not do that. So I just want us to have that at the back of our mind. For today, which is going to be day one, for today, we're going to be looking at cloud computing basics and computing type, cloud model. Before we jump into M365, we need to understand exactly what this is all about. What is this M365 we've been talking about? What is it all about? Before that is when we have to talk about the cloud, the basics of this. And then the basis of this is what we call a cloud computing basics. What are such cloud computing basics? Computing type, cloud model. You've heard about cloud many times. What does it mean? You've heard about, who are those who render the service for cloud? And then how do we now get into our own cloud to start with? And that's what we're going to talk just on the simple and basics. So we talk about the cloud basics, which is computer basics. So you talk about, each time you talk about cloud, sometimes some people believe that it's something in the sky, in the sky. No, it's not in the sky. I can have a computer in my house, like I have a server here in my house, and then the moment I put it on the internet, and then I put an address that somebody else can see, can actually from anywhere can look into whatever I have in my system, that system is already in the cloud. It means in the cloud. So basically what people do is, all these giants that you see, what they do is, we have Microsoft, big ones, we're going to talk about it soon. We have Azure, Microsoft Azure, we have AWS, Amazon. What they did basically is to go and build a very gigantic houseware, a big place, and have tons of servers. And then I said, okay, if you want a cloud service, what you can do is just pay us a little bit, and then we'll give you a space of our environment. And that's what we call cloud environments. So I just want you to understand the fact that, when we talk about cloud, it's not as if it's there, but all this Microsoft having its own data center, Amazon having its own data center, everybody's interconnected with network, worldwide, with interconnectivity through different providers, internet provider services and all that, telecommunication service and all that. So what we're saying is, the basics is, there is a storage somewhere, there is a service somewhere that somebody need to access, and that's what we call the basic of cloud computing service. And then of course, hosted services, like I said, it is an hosted service where, I need a little bit of storage somewhere, I need to have a storage somewhere. In those days, what you do is that each company will have their own data center and they operate their own data center. But today, I don't need to have a chunk of all my items in my house. All I need to do is just rent somewhere, rent a little bit, and then I pay for it. And that's what called subscriptions. So it's now on subscriptions. The cloud environment is now on subscriptions, where I don't need to manage my server myself. I don't need to manage this myself. In fact, I can have the whole entire organization. Like I will run in MGP. All our people are working remotely across. We don't have any server anywhere. They're all working across. And then because they are working across, somebody can be in Nigeria, somebody can be in Atlanta, another person can be in Italy. We're all working across. So what it means is, and we are all connected to a big data source at one place. So, and these are the things you can buy. You can buy storage, you can buy database, you can buy any of this. In fact, even the server too. You can even have your own independent server on its own, running separately. Maybe a little bit before the end of the class, we're going to show you how you can actually, get into a server. Just a little bit, because even though that's majorly for advanced classes, so connect remotely to a server, have your own server, have it running and all that. But let's see how far we can go. Now we're talking about types of computing, service. We have different deployments. Sorry, before I go there. So the architectures, I already explained some of the architectures, what you can see inside the cloud. You see, they use a cloud environment, but it's an architecture. And we have different things that you can get that we already itemized there. You can have even laptop, even the system, you can get it. And then all this, your mobile service can be connected to it. Laptop can be connected to the data source. Printer can be connected to your site. Everything you have in your homes can actually be connected to this big cloud that we are talking about. And then when we talk about the deployment of this cloud, it can be private, it can be public, it can be hybrid. I worked in all these environments. Private, there are some companies that say, you know what, we don't want any of our things to be outside. We just want it to be us. Even if their service in New York, they can have their own data center. They can have a public, but no other person can be able to get into it. Being private means that they don't share ecosystem with anybody. Now, when being public means that we have Amazon having its public service. we have Microsoft having a public service, we have Google working its public service. What does this mean? Mr. A will go to Amazon. I need a space. Mr. B will go to Amazon. I need a space. So that makes it public. But when you have your own on its own, then it is only for your staff and for your company, again, that is private. But in the situation whereby you have your own and you still feel that, if anything happened to my servers, what can I do? You can say, you know what, let me buy some space in Amazon. When I buy some space in Amazon, in case for failover, like most companies do, and they don't want to be cut off out of network. And they feel that, okay, we still want our users, let's say there's a major problem on our own data center. Everything went down. Can we have a switch over to a public environment that we can buy, and then there will be business continuity? And in most cases, then what it means is that they have to start working straight away. And then we have several organizations like that they say, oh, there was a airline shutdown where maybe they have their own private, and then again they switch to another sedan, another. Even in some cases, they have two public. They can have their servers in Amazon, also have their servers in Microsoft Azure. So if one of them decides to, they will be active on one. If one of them shuts down, there will be a switch over immediately to another public servers, and then nobody will even might not really understand what is even going behind the scene, because the same customer is coming to have access to service will see the same service in another service without even noticing what is actually going on. And that's exactly how interesting this could be when you go into infrastructure. Well, of course, for those who want to go to expert level, we can get you there in terms of knowing the law. It's very interesting, to be frank. Very interesting. I enjoy a whole lot of things when it comes to IT. Plus the money comes in, right? So we have type of cloud environments. We already talked about that in terms of the base of deployment, and then based on the model. We've been talking about subscription. Now, based on the model, there are different levels of the subscription level. We have the software as service. This is where nobody can beat Microsoft in this. We're going to take a look at different cloud environments. Now, let me start with cloud software as services. I mean, know that many of you, we back in those days when you have when we have something like many of us use Office, so we install it, and then from there, another Office comes back, we come install it again, another Office come back, because almost all the organization in the whole world using Microsoft Word, they're using the Outlook, they're using several of these tools, which even Google has not been able to replicate the same. Amazon is not even daring it. Now, all these services, now, today, Microsoft has moved it to the cloud, and that's what call Office 365. They started to call Office 365. Basically, what that means is they don't want you to be buying it license or any of this. Back in Nigeria, you have some pirated. So apology, but I don't know who you are watching this video. But see, back then people can have multiple, but this day, the reason why we kept buying those things was because they will improve on it. Another one will come out. Another one. Microsoft say, no. Why should we even be doing it? Why can't you just allow these people to be paying for some? Because if you look at the cost in the next 2 years, the cost of you buying this one, you want to upgrade on the next one, it's still going to cost you anyway. So why can't you just charge a little bit? And then when they subscribe to that same account that they use, if there's a new improvement, automatically, that's why it's 365, like it's round the clock, all year round. So if we pay $5, you keep paying $5, year 1, year 2, year 2. If Microsoft bring up a new service, a new component, automatically your Windows will automatically absorb it. If you have a new features on in Word, your Word system can just change. Your Excel system change, everything change. So what actually is happening? What is happening is that you don't have it as a standalone anymore. You now have it, the software itself now is becoming a service. So the software that you are using is already now a service, meaning that you are paying for that software subscription, maybe every year, every month, as the case may be in your own case. Now, what if I want to deploy an application? I'm a developer. I mean, for those of you may want to be a developer, I want to deploy an application, and all I need is just a bit of I don't need too much of server. I just need something that can run like an applet that can run my Java applet. I don't need to have machine somewhere, but there are several platforms that can help me to run it. Then I will go to what we call platform as service, meaning that the platform is there. I'll just bring my script there, and it will be running for me. So, and I'll pay little instead of me to go and set up server somewhere, and then I will now put this in the application there. People will now be good. Like we recently launched an application that's going to be released soon, and that application is run on micro server, and we don't need to build infrastructure. And then the application will be going to run on micro, and everybody can download whatever you will download. Once you download on the Apple Store or on the Google Play, and you are running the application, it's kind of connecting to the server on the cloud, but it's not that we have to install a big infrastructure, right? Those kind of applications run inside a system, going forward. Now, that being said, we also talk about infrastructure. Now, most organizations, they still want to, okay, you know what? We don't want to keep our server on a place where maybe the management, the type of what they are going to spend, maintaining the server, they are going to hire, number one, they are going to have security. They are going to build a big warehouse to keep those things running. They have to be patching it. They have to make sure that if there's a new update on the server, all manner of things. I want to save myself all this stress. You know what? Let me just, install a server on Microsoft Azure or AWS, any of those cloud environments. And then what will happen is that server will be running there, and then you can connect to that server remotely, and then you can still do whatever you want to do. So those are for the big infrastructure. In fact, it has even gone beyond just ordinary building. Once you have an environment, you can actually, that's what for expert level though. We have now that entire organizations can be run on a script where I can quickly just deploy, and I can deploy 1,000 computers at a go within 30 minutes. I can have all my servers, configured with just a template and with script. So those are for expert level anyway. But this is just the beginning, and like I said, very interesting. But just understand that there's a journey to part, and then there's money attached to it. If you want it, of course, it's up to everyone to make their own decision at one point or the other, whether you still want to keep to what you used to do, or you want to make a change, want to make a turning point about what you desire, what you want going forward. Now, I already explained some of these things. For the SaaS application, you only bring your data, your people that you sign in. You can see that you can sign in, and then you type if you are using Excel, you just put your data. Every other thing here is being provided for. The application, you are not installing it. All you need to just sign in. You sign in, you download it keeps running. Every other thing, all you need to just do, what you are providing, what you are putting there is the data, and it's being saved. Every other thing is being saved with your license. The operating system is working on this thing, but the only thing that is keeping for you don't need all this one. That's what it means. You don't need all these ones at all. They have it on their own end. All you need to just sign in, download the application, and you are putting your data. Then when it comes to which is the platform as service, like I said, you bring your data. You could just give me 1 minute. So you bring your data, you bring your applications, and it keep running. Every other thing is being provided for you, right? Yes, inquiry. Yes, you can read. You can go ahead. Nkiru, you can unmute yourself and then you can ask your question.
Nkiru, it was me who raised my hand.
Oh,
My name is
sorry, sorry, I didn't pick
It's
that.
okay. Yeah, it's fine. I just wanted to suggest, is there a way you can expand the presentation? You can just click on this cop stuff, just close there so that we can
So that
see
you
the
can see very
presentation
well.
up. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So can you see it clearly now?
No, it's still
Because I
quite.
make it bigger now.
No, it's not clear. It's still very much tiny from my end.
Okay. So I'm going to send that to do, but then I understand that it's good that I make it, maybe because I use big screen. So that's why I'm not really.
So there's this cup here. It shows like the presentation. It looks like a cup. Yeah. If you can click on this particular one.
Maybe I
No,
should
no,
use
no.
this one.
If you put it on the presentation, if you click on this one, the last, yeah,
Yeah,
this
that's
one.
what I did. That's what I did. I did it before. And
Oh,
then it
really?
showed big. Yes, it showed bigger. And but
Mhm.
I want to be tracking, comments, and that's why,
Oh, okay.
bring it back. But I'm going to give, yes, I did that before because I want to be tracking. I also know that some people are going back and forth. If I
Mhm.
do that, it's going to cover everything. So,
All right,
but
that's
just
fine.
just bear
No
with
problem.
me.
Thank you.
All right. So we have the on the IAS part, you know, of course you are still using their platform, you are still using their server storage and all that. And then you can bring all these things to the table. You configure your networking, you can determine your operating system, your middleware, your runtime, your application, you do all these settings, and then you pay for the service. And that's why it's infrastructure as service, platform as service, software as service. So now, quickly, just for today, I'm just going to really run through different kind of the major three platform that we have today. Major ones, not because we don't have many others. Major ones. We have Microsoft Azure, which we're going to be using. You can see, you can read more about these. I've explained that. So basically, all of them have the same, but they have, I'm going to do a comparison, just now. We also have Google Workspace. Of course, it has its own, usage and its own advantage. Then we also have Amazon Workspace, Amazon Workspace. So AWS. And then I'm also going to, before I go into comparing them, I think I need to bring this one here. So before I go into network, now we have this. I already made some what my finding, a little bit of findings about this, just for you to know, compare the two. The three of them. The Amazon Workspace as of today is taking about 30% of the shares market. Microsoft is taking about 20% of the share market in terms of the cloud, and then we have about 13. So all of them together is taking about 63%, 63%. And so we see how all that small services, cloud will provide all services, we also provide services as well. And then you could see what they are best used for when it comes to the service. Now, in any of this, there's one thing that stand out for is this, which is none of them is able to bring the service. While Microsoft can be, you can say maybe I'm a fan of Microsoft, but I'm going to tell you straight away. Every of these services, yes, if you have your own for IAS, they can be very good. If you are having your own applications, it can be very good. But when it comes to Microsoft Windows, just like using Windows, even if you are using Mac for today, you are using Mac, you still use Windows, right? If you are using you are hosting on Amazon, you are still going to use Windows. You are still going to use Word document and all that. If you are going to use Google, you are still going to use. So all of them accommodate Microsoft service. That's one thing. And then most of the things we wanted to deal with has to do with Microsoft M365, the cloud tenant. And so that gives Microsoft an edge. However, there are complex, if you are developing your own complex application that doesn't need any of these Microsoft services, then I will recommend that you try to use, and like if you want to, if you want to have your own if you want to have your own machines, maybe thousands of machines hosted on cloud, maybe you have about 10,000, let's say you have about 10,000 in workers, for instance, and you want to deploy a VDI where they can work remotely, they can deploy that on Amazon, because Amazon can have a large base, as they are across, those kind of things. But inside that capability, you see that you still find Microsoft service there, because each of these system that you are going to deploy it on the either Google Cloud or Amazon Web Service, they are still going to run on Windows anyway, and they are still going to have a service, and that's where you as a person will begin to manage it. So either of them, there is a service that is not going to go, and that's of 365 M365 you continue to use. So I just want to put that clarity there. So they are not going to go away. So on the last, I think I'm going to go towards the last. So I don't want to take much of our time. So the last part before we go into the classwork, which is very critical, is the networking basis. I'm not asking you guys to go and study networking, but just how understand. We talked about how does this cloud things work. We understand that some of the cloud bases, they have an address. If you want to check a website, you type a website of that person, or you type the address of that website, and that address has its own IP address, public IP address. If you are internet too, you want to type this in a private network. We talk about public and private. In our internet too, you have what we call an address, and that's what this DNS do. So DNS basically, something that we can pick up with, help us to understand the letters rather than the IP addresses. And then, so just for you to understand that there's something called IP address. We have public addresses, which is utilized by all our public services. We have a private IP address, which is used by those who have a private environment and then being used. It's an address that helps them to locate services. So if I'm going to Google now, for instance, I can put IP address of Google and put it there. But to you and the common man will not remember the address of Google on there, but you can review google.com. I just type google.com and then you get to where you're going. Instead of typing Google has several IP addresses, several public IP addresses with the same google.com. So again, I just want you to understand that, because by the time, especially for those who are going to be going to the advanced class, we are going to be dealing with much of IP addressing and much more. But again, this is just the introduction, is the basis. Tomorrow we'll go deeper, and then we'll go much, much deeper. Now, today, classwork. We will be doing, we're going to be doing, we're expected to do a practical of this. We need to create an account. Every person in this class must create an account. However, when you are creating that account, I'm going to show you a demo how to create that account, and that's why I put the link there already. Now, because this is what is going to help you to create your own tenant. Let me explain. Number one is that when you create this account, it might require you to provide your own credit card. Please listen attentively. Nobody's going to use your own account, but you are not required to pay any money because it's free. It's going to be free accounts. You create the free account yourself. You pick your own region. This is where I talked about region. When if you are in UK, you pick your UK region. If you are in UK, pick your UK region. If you are in US, pick your US region. If you are in Canada, pick your Canada region. and then you use your card. However, don't say buy, just pick free accounts. Now, what it means is that Microsoft will give you free account for 1 month. Free account for 1 month. And that account is what you're going to be using for all your practicals. I'm going to show us now, and then of course the assignment is that you have to create 20 users to start with. I'm going to demonstrate that. Then if anybody is here that wants me, of course, again, when it comes to you when to put your card there, we are not going to show it, but I can show you through, because it's just going to be private to you. What we want to do eventually is that another thing I also want to note is that when you are creating it, your very first password, please note it. Let me put it this way. Yeah. Keep your password, because keep your first username. Write it somewhere. Because that will be your very admin. Your first username will be your admin account. And then you keep your password, because if you lose your password, you'll not be able to retrieve it. Please, very, very, very important. Very, very important. Without that, you can't continue this class. And that's why I will give you time to go over it. If you are here and you want to demonstrate that, I can give you access. We are asked you to share your screen. I'll walk you through. When you want to put your credit card, then we'll take you off on the screen. We'll go ahead and do that. We can do that for 1 or 2 persons. But however, I'm going to put this one, put this one first on the chat. I'm going to put this one on the chat to start with. And then I'm also going to go to my, I think I didn't share all my listen. Let me just stop sharing. Then I'm going to reshare again. I want to be sure that I'm sharing, this time I'm sharing the entire screen. It's not going to cost you anything. You don't need to pay for anything. I'm not asking you to pay for anything. Nobody should ask you for anything, any of your card. Please, I'm not asking for anything from anybody. Just your own account. Your own account. So please, so I'm sure, can you all see my screen? Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So you see here, this is my screen. You see, I say buy. It's going to cost you this for 1 single user per month. If you want to go further, that's when it's going to go beyond, and then I will tell you what to do. However, it's for 3 weeks, and that's why I made it 3 weeks. So immediately after that 3 weeks, I will tell you what to do for you to disconnect. Please, again, listen very well, so that you will not say, oh, they asked me to create an account and they are removing my money. Please, it's for your own training. It's easy, it's understandable. And that's it. So, and then if you don't create much accounts, if and then of course, if you don't, I'm not asking you to even license. When you license, all you need to, after your test, after your practice, unlicense your users. Please, I need to make sure that I take that, there. Now, try for free. Another thing I also say is that make sure you create it on incognito. Now I'm in my office environment, and you can see that most of my accounts, you could see that, I have my Teams, I have my this thing. So automatically, if you already have an account on your system, let's say you have a Microsoft subscription on your system already, I would advise again, use incognito. How to get incognito? If you are using two things, let me put the note on the this thing again. Sorry, I don't want to forget because I'm going to send this to you. On Chrome, or use in private. I'm going to show you in private on what's this one? Either on Edge, on Microsoft, on Edge. So I'm going to show us this now. Now I'm going to go over to, you see these three dots here, and it's showing incognito window. So I'm going to open that incognito window, and I'm going to put this one there. So this will open up for me. Now, if I want to create it, this account will not affect my first account because I already have an account there. So it will give me as if I want to register a new account. Otherwise, it will recognize my account, my official account, right? So, and then I'm going to type here, try for free. Try for free. Then I'll click try for free. You're going to take me to a place where I'm going to create an account. So just walk you through this. So here is the thing here. Now, this is where it gets into practical now. You see, all these are going to be provision for you because you're going to choose a length of subscription. You say try for free. How many people are in for this one? So you want to have how many people in for this? So I can just have one. Later on, you can so I'm going to put for 1 month. So use this, and then it's try free for 1 month. So before that 1 month, we'll close it. Does that make sense? Please. Because if you are not going through the course, there's no point for you to go that far. However, all this will be provided for you to practice for free. And they will be giving you 100 email You can create a lot of things there, create mailbox, create it and use it for practice. At least have it for your knowledge sake anyway. So we have, how do you want to be billed monthly? That's okay. And then you say next. So that's a free trial. You get from there to the next one. Then your own email account that can be useful to retrieve either your Yahoo, Gmail account, you put it there, right? You must have recognized my own personal email, so I don't want to put that one here. You will put it there. This is where the best I can. But what I'm telling you is that at this point, the next thing it will tell you is that what you can use to sign in. It will provide you with, okay, let me just use this fictitious email account. I don't know. I don't know if I have one email account I can use at this point. You recognize okay, anybody that has this I can just walk that person through at least before these payments so that you can just complete the remaining one with your credit card here, and then you don't need to. Again, this is free. They are not going to charge you until now. The reason why I want to do it is going to have a tenant. I can show you that on my own on our own end how your tenant is going to look like. It's going to be on Microsoft.com because you don't have a domain name yet, and I'm not going to ask you to go and buy a domain because you want to this, but you need to choose a unique name for yourself, and that unique name will be your tenant ID. I'm going to repeat, or I'm going to show maybe somebody will volunteer. And if you want to volunteer, just let me know. I'm going to just remote. I will give you permission for you to share your screen. Then I can remote it and I can walk you through. So that's one. This one is for those who have this. For those who have used Edge or any other this into our settings, so you can use something called in private window. So in private window, we give you almost the same thing where you can go over this, the same thing as well. you can go over this, at least for still browsing. So, you know what, my system is slow these days. So we have this. So you go follow the same thing in private. That's what I wanted to show. So those two things is what you should just take as your this thing. So if somebody wants to just let me know, maybe you should raise up your hands and then you want us to walk you through. I'm going to stop sharing now. So if you want me to walk through, then I can give you the right access for you to be able to share your screen. Is anybody wants me to share, or is something you feel they can do on your own? Is this something we can do, and we can stop? We can stop the class right here, and then so by tomorrow we expect that everybody should have completed creating their own tenants, and also expect that you should be able to, at least even if you cannot create users, at least we can then begin to talk about how you can create users. So is anybody here want to share their screen? Anyone?
So what do you need exactly? You need an email?
No, I don't need email. Just tell me you want to share your screen. I will just give you a
Okay, so we can
host
do it
access.
ourselves.
Yes, you can do it yourself right there. I will just follow you. I will just tell you to share your screen for us.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, let me volunteer.
Okay, Olalu, I'm going to locate you now, and I'm going to just make you a host, and then you allow you to be able to share your screen, and then so you can share your screen now. You know, you will see a share button below.
Mm.
You share your screen, and then you can create your account. Sorry, 1 minute.
Oh, what am
Yeah.
I saying?
No,
So give me.
I just need you to go to your browser. That's all I need.
Okay.
If you want to copy, yes, go to your browser and just post your browser. Yes, that's all I need. Just go to your browser. Then yes, incognito. I don't want it to be yes. Then copy that link there. The link that on the charts, if you have it. If you don't have it, I can just ask you to Google. Can you copy the link on the
I'm
Zoom?
trying to get there now.
Are you on incognito, or are you sure this is okay for you? You
Yeah,
might
that's
need to.
the incognito.
No, this is not incognito. It will show a bear. No. Yeah, that's it. This is incognito now.
So I'm using Chrome.
Yeah, yes. Copy it and paste on it. What I'm seeing here now.
So this
Paste
one
it.
here.
Yes, paste it there. Yeah. So that it doesn't affect or conflict with whatever account you have existing on your system. All right. So then you will see try for free. Yes. So then just wait. Pick up 1 month. Good. Then next. Then you can use your prior your that one. You can expose that one to us. At least we know your email. All right. It's asking you to. I want you to solve the problem. Okay. Use the arrow across. Does it look like does it look like exactly what? Okay. Does it look like it? No. I think the former one looked like, okay. I think this is one that looks like it. No, submit. Yeah. So we have that now. Now setup now looks like looks like you need to create a new account. Let's get started. Setup account. Setup account. Now it's setting up a new tenant for you. You can put your name, your regular name. You don't have any problem with that. Yeah. Sorry, we just need to know your name. Right. So we have just think of if you have a private company, fine, that's fine. It's nothing. Just put something there. You can also put Olalua or Joe, whichever. If you don't have any, use something you don't need to, and then you put the company size. You can put company size of 10.
Okay.
Yeah, you can put if you don't have any other company, if you have a company, you can put it there. It's just going to be under your name. Maybe 5 to 9. That's okay. Yes, you don't say you can allow Joe and Sons, whatever you want to. So then you can put so whichever way you want to. Yeah, I believe saying but whatever you're fine. So you can put your phone number. Sorry, you have to know your phone number. And trust me, that's the only thing we'll know. We know your name, you know your company, we know you can put CEO there or president as the case may be. Yeah, director. Scroll. Yeah, you don't need it to, you can unshare this. You can unshare this, and then while you complete this and then you move to the next. I'm interested in the next. We don't need to know your address. Unshare this, and then later on share when you complete this part, and then you move. Once you complete the part, you can share your screen again.
So do I have to subscribe, click
Yeah,
on
are you done with that? Can you share your screen?
no,
The next?
I need to
Yes.
pick on the terms, right?
You need to pick what?
On the terms and conditions before it can.
Yes, click on terms. Yes, click on terms. Yes. Select terms and condition. Yes.
Okay,
Is there
so
anything you do in America that you know how to select terms and condition?
so then I put in the password, right?
Yes,
Before
make sure you did they give you a place where you have to put your own tenants? He already
no,
asked you to put the password.
yes, I'm now seeing the username, domain,
Okay.
username has domain name, and then they are requesting for password, and then for me to confirm password.
Okay. In that place, you have your address there on that same location.
Yes, Olaoluwa, my username, right?
Okay, below it is where you have your address, right?
No, I don't have address yet. So what
Okay,
I
now
have here,
you can share your screen now. That's where I wanted to make a remark there. Just share your screen at this point. Yes. Okay. So yeah. So here now there is something you see when I was saying I said something earlier that you buy a portion. Now everything is tied to allmicrosoft.com. That is the all that is providing the services. Now what it means is that you buy a portion of this. Now, even this domain name, if you have your own personal domain, let's say you have Oluwalua and Ojo Sons.com, you can still add it to this tenant. But the default tenant that will come in first will be Olalua Ojo and Sons dot on Microsoft.com. It will be a global, it's going to be only for you, and then you can access every of these services that we are about to start using. Now, this is where he's now going to put his password, but make sure you put your password. Make sure that you remember your password. Now, you're going to copy, save somewhere. Immediately after this, it will give you your very first user that is going to create will be Olalua Ojo at Olalua and Sons dot on Microsoft.com. You need to save it. Does that make sense? Keep
yes.
it, keep it somewhere, and then your password, make sure you remember, because your very first users in this tenant will be Olaoluwa Ojo at Olaoluwa Ojo and Son dot on Microsoft.com. That will be the one you are going to use. So you can now put your password, you can unshare, put your password, then you can say next. You can unshare now, put your password and next. I think the next should be where you put your all your information and all that. So I think right there, maybe tomorrow, then we'll start talking about creating users, license, and then we'll go from there.
So it's creating an account now.
Yeah. So you make sure is when you finish creating it that you can share, then let everybody see what they're going to look like when they see. Please, they should create their own today, because you will not be able to do the quiz tomorrow if you don't create your account. Your quiz tomorrow would also involve your tenant IDs and all the things you need to do. You can go and create a new email account if you want to. If you had something before, create a new email account, and then you don't need to give us this one. You can share your screen on this. You can share your screen. We don't need to have your information on this. Just put your when it's creating the account, when it created the account, that's when we'll need to see. Because this video is being recorded, so we'll just have your right. Hello, Indidi. You want to ask a question? Go ahead.
Yeah. So I tried, following up with what Ola Olua was doing. And when I got to the part where it says the domain name, I didn't like the domain name that it was picking the company's name that I put in there, and I wanted it to have my own name. So is it possible to change the domain name to the actual name that I wanted it to be.
Oh, have you created it already?
So I just stopped, right? When I saw
Yeah.
that it picked the company's name, I stopped, and that's why I'm asking the question.
Yeah. So if I mean it's if you wanted to see that, let me see if I can, let me give you a cost and see maybe you want to share what you're saying. So I've given you a
No,
cost.
I don't want to share what I'm
You don't want to
saying.
share. Okay. Okay, yeah, no problem. Just I want to understand you. So basically you
What
don't
I'm
like
trying to say,
the
okay, based on what Olaoluwa, I mean, like his screen, the last part where it says your username, and then
okay.
the domain name, and then it has the Microsoft dot something something Microsoft.
Okay.
So it
You don't want
picked
to,
the company's name,
yeah,
right?
so you
And
can
I feel
change it.
like this is
You can
this
change
is
it.
like my, yeah, I can change it, right? There,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
the
you can change it.
question.
Oh,
Oh,
you
I
can
can
change
change.
it. You can change
Okay,
it.
great. Awesome.
No,
You
I
can
Thank
need
use
to get
any,
a clarification. Sorry, Mr. Jai.
yes,
I
go ahead.
think the name you have in the domain name, the username, is a name you put in the previous page, which automatically populates for you in that place where you have.
Yes, I know. But
So
just
you
take
can
it.
still change it.
You can still change it,
Oh,
actually.
okay.
You can change it. Because, but then it now depends on if it's available or not. It will show you whether it's available or not. Automatic, yes, I remember it automatic populate it, but it should just show you yes, true.
I also have an observation. For the slides, when you were taking the slides in the comparison of the AWS and Azure and Google, the strength and the weakness had the same thing for AWS. So I don't know if that was like,
Let me see.
yeah.
I hope I didn't copy the wrong thing. Yeah, it's possible what I was preparing for. Let me see for AWS. Let me see the strength and come again.
The strength and the weakness for AWS,
Ah,
they're the
yeah,
same.
true. I need to correct that right away.
Yeah.
So I put the complex price. That's the thanks for that for seeing that.
You're welcome, sir.
Right, corrected that. That's okay. So where are we now? Are we done with that? Mr. Olalua, are you done now?
No, I'm just putting my details.
Okay. What of Ndidi? Are you done?
I had to hold on. I want to see Ola's I want to see
You
Ola's
want
finish end first.
you want to make me a sample, right? I think it
Oh
should be
God.
we will be fine. So once I put in my detail, I should save.
Yes. So then just then it will at the end of it to create an account and it will give you your ID that you have created the account. Then the next thing that will happen is that I'm going to give you another directly where you can go. It will even if we might take you to the admin center straight away. But I need you to, before you go to take the admin center, you already back up your ID, back up everything, because at this point, most time people forget, and they say, "Oh, I've forgotten my ID." You just created it. Why do you forget? So because that's the gateway to all your tenants. So from there you can now begin to create more users and so big. If you miss that particular one, then it's difficult. You have to create another account again. You can imagine going through that stress. And we don't want the senior by you now say you've been charged, right? So you need to pay attention to it. Now that's why I have to re-echo it over and over. So hey.
Okay, so I have the receipt of the payment. Then I just go, I do start trial, right?
Yeah. So have you created the account? Has it given you the final thing when you finish creating it after I put in all your information?
So it says start trial after putting all the details.
Yes. Now, can you? Your bank account is, the bank information is not there. You can share your screen now.
Okay.
Scroll up. All right. So now he has created the account for you. Hold on. Before you start producing, set up multi-factor authentication. Yes. So now it has created it for you now, because initially, before now, what you need to just do, you just go straight to your account. But Microsoft has made it now for security reasons for you to set up your multi-factor authentication, right? So let's pay attention to that. I think we might have to walk ourselves through this. Another thing you're going to do is been created already, right? But just for the confirmation, we need to go forward. But before you go there, before you start using anything, set up on platform, using your foot like Microsoft to add extra layer of security to it. We can just say, okay, you know what? Just leave this open as it is. Leave this open as it is. Now go to another tab. Click on another tab. Another tab on that same, no, there's a plus. No. On that same incognito, there's a tab on the, no. There's a plus. No.
I'm looking for the plus.
There's a plus on top of the where you have the free. Do you want me to? Let me. Yeah, that. Yeah, somebody else. Yeah, click on that top. Yeah. Right. So, have you seen it?
No, I can't see.
Somebody just put an highlight for you on top
Mm-mm.
of your window, on top
Okay,
of
give
your
me a
this
sec.
thing.
Where is it?
Yeah, it's there.
So what I have here is the
Hold on. Let
yeah.
me
That's where you have Office 360 years on the top.
on top of your
on the search bar.
on the
The
bar,
search bar.
on
So
the top of your
something
bar.
is covering the search bar.
Yeah, so on the top of your title bar. Yeah.
All right. All
So
right.
it is.
This one
Yeah.
here.
Can you see the graphics? Yeah.
It was
So
under this stuff.
yes. So what I'm going to do is that now type admin dot microsoft.com. Enter. Then now put the your ID, the one you created. Olaoluwajo at, is it Olaoluwajo, right? At Olaoluwa Ojo and Sons. I don't know whether you put that note together. Sons, then dots on Microsoft. On Microsoft.com. Next. Now it has accepted this. So every other user you are going to create will have something at olaoluwasanson.onmicrosoft.com. Then the password that you created initially, then put that password there. And then it will ask you to set up the MFA, which is multi-factor authentication for security reasons. Now say yes, or you can just say yes, doesn't matter. Just go ahead. It will bring you to a page where you can set up your multi-factor authentication. Oh, it just went straight. Okay, so now you already created an account for you. You have Olaoluwajo. This is your account. You see under users, click users on top by the side. Click down. Then you see active users. Right. So these active users, and these active users, you will see it has your license there. Now it has license there. So what you're going to do is that then you create more users. When you create more users this time around, don't license it yet. The assignment is create hard users. Now, it's very possible. Now, take a note. It's very possible next time you want to set up motivator, when you want to sign in again, it will prompt you that you should set up. Please let everybody take note. If you want to sign in again, like you just go to admin.microsoft.com, it will prompt you that and then it can ask you to put in, I think maybe 14 days or so that it requires you. It will ask you to set up multi-factor authentication. What you simply need to do is this. Going in function, I'm also going to add it to, if you want to set up your multi-factor authentication, is number one, go to your Google Play if you are using Android, or go to your if you are using any of the if you are using Apple, go to your Apple Store and download Microsoft Authenticator app. Microsoft Authenticator app. You are going to need it going forward. Microsoft Authenticator app. I'm going to put that on your this thing. Download download Microsoft Microsoft Authenticator app. I need to be sure that this is part of your notes. So that Microsoft Authenticator will guide you on how to have more. Somebody, Mr. Yomi, you want to ask a question? Is he a woman or?
Is a Mrs.
Oh, okay, Mrs. Oh, I need to be sure because I know
okay.
it's. All right. So
yeah. My question is, I already have Microsoft Authenticator app on my phone because it's like my job requires some of us to download some things on our phone. So does it have any effect? That's my question.
No. All you need to do, there's a place where it's a plus, just you go to Microsoft, you see a plus there. You actually work or school accounts, and then you put plus, and then you can be able to, you just follow the instruction to do this thing. So, Mr. Lalua, okay, let's go back. Can you create an hard user? Yeah, you're welcome. Hard user. There's a place where it's a add user on top. No. On that page screen, the very first one before user template. Yes, add user. Yeah. So now, you know, you have your own domain now. You can create more users. This is where you create more users, and then you can put their departments. At least for now, the assignment is create at least about 20 users. About 20 users. Don't license them yet. It should take you to a place where you say you license. Don't license yet, right? Don't license them. I will tell you when to license it, and then of course, for you to start working it, just don't license. Just create 20 users with no license. That will be assignment for today, tomorrow, and then we'll take our quiz tomorrow before we start of the class tomorrow, right? So, any other questions as we wrap up? I think we've been able to use almost 2 hours. Tomorrow we'll try to keep to time. Today is the first day, so you know, you are putting first name and last name together. What? Yeah. So, you want to make sure that there is no space in between them. Your first name, right? NDD, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, like you said we should get we should register new users. Are these going to be real people or just any kind of names?
Whichever way you want it, is you're going to be your users. They are not real people. You are going to be the one using them. And I also advise that when you are creating these users, create the account or their password. This one now, don't assign users yet. Just say create users without license. So just say yes, they are just create users like that, because there's a reason why if you are in an organization and they ask you to create an account and also to license it to be different. So this is that, because every little thing you are doing now, they are going to be added to your resume. Every single thing you are doing, oh, I can create tenants, or I can create users, I can do all this and this, and that becomes part of what you are going to do. Because if you don't know how to do it, you cannot explain it. Oh, I worked with tenant before, or I can do this, and then that becomes what you are going to be talking about when you are going to get into the interview. So every single thing you are going to be doing going forward, if I were you, I'll start noting it somewhere else, and that becomes your practical knowledge, because you are doing it yourself, and you can do it. You can repeat it anywhere you go. There's no issue with that one. We already say, don't worry, it's a free
Thank
class.
you.
Yeah, so go ahead. So and that's it. So create your account next, and then create an account finish, and then that's it. All right. I believe everybody have what it takes now. So good luck. Okay, Mr. John.
Thank you very much. Quick question. So, reason why you don't want to license them right now? So, this is going to give them just the email, correct? Without any Microsoft product.
No, if you license them, you're going to give you all the things you ask for. Everything. You're going to give you your OneDrive, your email, everything.
Yeah, got it. But you said we should not license them. Just create it without any product.
Yes, I think you should not license it, because I want to make sure you get to this stage first. Then I will show you a number of things when we get there. Yes, because we are not going to the email first. We are going to enter ID. That's the first thing. The identity management. We want to manage the identity before we start talking about managing the emails, managing the SharePoint, and all that. So we'll first go to the enter ID. We'll know exactly how it looks on the enter ID end. We're on the admin right now. We'll look at all admin. We'll look at everything on admin. Then we'll go to admin, just a center that connects everyone. Then ID is enter ID is where you manage the identity itself. You understand everything you are going to do in Office 365 is tied to the ID. But yes, the admin is just where you manage all. You can see everything. If you just see, can you see show all? Click on show all below. No, the left side of your screen. You say show all. Now, can you scroll down? You will not see that in any other one, but you will see all the workloads here. You see the security, purview, identity, Azure, Exchange, SharePoint, platform. Of course, we are limited in this class on what we're going to treat here, but at least you can see that on the admin end, you see all the workloads. And from this admin, you can go to any other workloads. But we're going to be starting with Entra Identity, which is Entra ID, the identity first. So I have a reason, because we are going on that identity, we are going to create users. We are going to manage those users there. We are going to put department. We are going to put other things there. There are other properties that I will not be seeing, other one that's going to be shown there. And then from there, we can go from there. Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right. So I think we've come to the end of today's session. If there's no other questions, I'm going to put this. I'm going to upload the thing for you to watch. More importantly, please do the assignments. Very, very key. Both the video and the template will be sent to the drive. I hope that everybody registered, as the program manager has already said. Registered. If you don't register yet, make sure you register on the link, and then they can pick up your information, and then also make sure that you are added to the group, because otherwise you will not be able to see the contents. And then, of course, every day there is a we have for those who attended, we already said if you miss three, and you've missed two, I think about 2 times in the distance, you're going to be removed from that group, because we already have rules. Yes, we want to make sure we don't, at the end of the day, we don't want to act, we don't want to say, by we said, oh, you have trained with us, you have what it takes. No, we want to make sure that you get everything we are asking you to do. We ask of you, and then you participate in everything. Please, very, very important. All right. All right. Thank you so much for being patient. I had to ask you we have gone almost 2 hours. I used to teach people an expert level of 3 hours, 4 hours, but I know you're just coming, so apologies for taking you this long. But all the same, it's for your own good, it's for my good, it's for everybody's good. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.